Are you nervous? Huh? Really, are you? Man, you gotta get a cheat sheet or something. That's terrible.
Good afternoon, good evening, good morning, wherever you are watching Raider Nation. I am here to give you 10 hot reasons that our Oakland Raiders should spend their last season in Oakland on HBO's Hard Knocks. So stay tuned, listen up, and here we are, starting with number 10. Alright, and here on our list, the Oakland Raiders never having been featured before on HBO's hit show Hard Knocks, taking you inside training camp. Whereas teams such as Jerry Jones's Dallas Cowboys got that honor twice, 2002 and 2008, and then Marvin Lewis's Bengals again in 2009 and 2013. We even had our division rivals, the Kansas City Chiefs, get a chance, but let's hope we don't have their luck, as they recorded a streak-tying 9-game losing streak and a 4-12 season.
Can you believe
Coming in at number 9, we have the Oakland Raiders free agent class of 2019. John Gruden, Mike Mayock both coming in and rebooting this entire roster. According to Raiders.com, they've had 18 new acquisitions to start off the new league year, including high-profile signings like Trent Brown, who is now the highest-paid tackle in the National Football League and a Super Bowl champion with the New England Patriots, as well as LaMarcus Joyner and other heavyweights such as division rivals Brandon Marshall and Tyrell Williams that they stole away from the Broncos and Chargers respectively, who I think are going to tie in to not only a great storyline through training camp, but a great renaissance in that Raiders locker room for 2019. And that leadership aspect is definitely going to be huge as we start talking those 3 first-round draft picks coming into the locker room. A lot of high-character guys that might have otherwise gone later on other players' draft boards, but where else could you start if not with number 4 overall, the 3-year starter from Clemson, Mr. Clelin Ferrell, 166 tackles, 50 for a loss, 27 sacks, 51 pressures, 7 breakups in the pass game with 5 fumbles across 44 games. He's a national champion and the school's career sack leader, and is going to help energize that defensive front, maybe bring out a little more from Arden Key, and truly known for his leadership. So I like the way Gruden and Mike Mayock are shaping up that locker room. And evidently they went for high character even at pick 24, getting themselves Josh Jacobs, the consensus best running back in this year's draft class, a versatile athlete for the Crimson Tide, and defied all the odds to excel, maximizing his minimal touches, and really a truly amazing story, battling homelessness and all sorts of adversity to make it. They're already talking doing a biopic of him, so we'll see if he can excel at that level and truly maximize his potential. But fun fact here on Josh Jacobs, 50 of his 120 carries in his junior year at Alabama went for first downs. Pretty amazing little stat there. And 15 total touchdowns for him. But let's not miss Mr. Jonathan Abram, coming in at pick number 27, who left Georgia to play junior college after losing defensive coordinator Jamie Pruitt. So he was then able to enroll at Mississippi State for his junior year, where he earned first-team all-conference in the SEC, the bad boys of football. That's where the big rigs play. And the third-team AP All-American honors. Guy is definitely one to excel and is known to have idolized LaMarcus Joyner here in out of camp, that he's getting great inspiration playing with his former hero. So it's cool seeing these 3 rookies and the rest of the class and all the undrafted free agents starting to turn some heads. This young team really could improve on their record going forward. Now, although we have already touched on Josh Jacobs' story and how he came up against the toughest of odds, this is a video trying to rationalize why HBO should be giving Hard Knocks to the Raiders, so let's check this out real quick. The young man was raised out of his dad's car for a period of time, fighting adversity, not even initially recruited to get a scholarship, so he had to make an online video campaign that then got himself a nice recruiting status and able to get into the powerhouse that was Alabama. There are already studios clamoring to make a movie about the life of Josh Jacobs, and that's assuming he pans out as our number one running back and an heir to Marshawn Lynch. But he has already faced a battle from streets to sidelines that would knock down many beyond the point of getting up. So I look forward to seeing what he has coming forward and think it would be another great storyline in addition to the other 10 that we're talking about here today. And as we start settling into the real meat of the reasons HBO needs to give us Hard Knocks, let's look at the NFL's bad boy himself, Mr. Richie Incognito, making his second stop, hopefully, on the program after being there for the 2012 rendition with the Miami Dolphins. Mr. Incognito recently came out of retirement to sign up with the Raiders, and the NFL's bad boy darling is back to personify the legendary Raider image. He's no stranger to controversy amidst the Jonathan Martin bullying scandal where Richie Incognito was implicated with harassing fellow teammates, as well as the recent shakeup at his father's funeral that involved him threatening a local mortician. But whether good, bad, or indifferent, we know one thing: Richie Incognito will help contribute to an entertaining locker room, which would be a smash hit on some premier programming. And at reason number 5, we have the for better or worse dynamic duo of Vontaze Burfict and Antonio Brown, rivals for years in the AFC North, and oh how the script has flipped after the Raiders traded a minimal bounty for Steelers receiver Antonio Brown. They signed Vontaze Burfict to try and save the middle of Paul Gunther's anemic linebacking corps. So these two have a storied past in pain and drama and high-profile football. So should the Raiders get this season on Hard Knocks, good, bad, or indifferent, whatever happens this year, we're going to see some storylines that you could not even write. So who knows, maybe Burfict won't even survive training camp. They have Brandon Marshall as well, but I think we'll have some good entertainment out of it, and I know I would love to see this play out throughout camp.
First and 10 for the Raiders from the 20.
That's a pick, right? It's an illegal pick. That's PI, man. Hey, what's illegal contact? Not for crying out loud. What kind of spot is that? What the are you looking at?
And coming in at number 4, we have the dynamic duo JG John Gruden, who has been retooling this roster in his own image for the last year and brought in Mike Mayock, NFL Network draft specialist, to help him out. And I call him Mayock the Boy Wonder, not because I don't respect his amazing talent and acumen for football, but because at the end of the day, this is John's show, and he's going to run that billion-dollar boat. So it was funny, even his brother, Jay Gruden, was making comments saying that Oakland would be the best season of must-watch football that HBO could try and put on the airwaves, and that Mike Mayock's analytically based TV persona with the larger-than-life John Gruden could turn the even stronger division rival fans into curious viewers. That would be an absolute riot to watch, and the preseason games would be must-see television for the first time of all time. And at number 3, it is the maligned hero putting the Raiders on his back these last few years, Derek Carr. There weren't many more doubters bigger than me when he was drafted out of Fresno State in the second round, but he has continued to excel time and time again, and amidst a season of disappointing team play, he was still Pro Football Focus's top deep passer, completing 52.3% of passes that he threw 20-plus yards downfield. That's according to Pro Football Focus and an article by NBC Sports. And the revamped offense from trench to touchline here just makes it so exciting to see what he can put together this offseason and in this upcoming 2019 season. One thing to look for, all these possibilities: Tyrell Williams, Antonio Brown, the emergence of Eric Swoop and Darren Waller in the tight end position. and getting tackles like Richie Incognito who excel in pass protection. It'll be something to watch because throwing for 4,000 yards for the first time with an offense like last year, let's see what the guy has up his sleeve going forward. Either way, look forward to checking it out, but hope we can get that on the air because it's a storyline we can all identify with as Raider Nation. We have been looking for a quarterback of this caliber since we lost Rich Gannon. So let's embrace him, lift him, build around him. Raider Nation, here we go. And then at number 2, that's why we're bringing in all these leaders and getting all this talent, is because we have a flux of youth coming into the Raider Nation after 2018, where John Gruden put together one of the league's oldest rosters to try and ease some scheme transition for his coordinators, averaging 27 and a half years old. But this year it's been a total changeover with free agents and a sizable draft class, turning it to just over an average of 25 years old to be the youngest group in the NFL for 2019. So with that youth comes the opportunity for some excellent stars to emerge from places we might not otherwise think to look. And nobody loves a darling Cinderella story more than the National Football League. So don't be surprised to see some names coming out of camp that you might not have seen. Maybe some undrafted linebackers out of Notre Dame that have been making some buzz, as well as some of the wide receivers shadowed on the depth chart. Tyrell Williams, although a big name, is making some big noise. So let's look, let's see what these guys bring to the table and see how it develops through training camp.
Release with the college team for next season is now a done deal. Earlier today, the Oakland City Council unanimously approved the agreement, clearing that final hurdle.
But the focus here in the Valley is the new stadium where the Raiders will play starting next year. Fox 5 Sports Director Kevin Bollinger was at the construction site today as Raiders owner Mark Davis served lunch to the workers there.
Raiders owner Mark Davis and the organization knows if you want a construction crew to keep working hard, make sure that they are fed well and that they are happy. And that's exactly what is happening here. Once again, Davis has come in to feed.
This one just seems too blatantly obvious for me. You got a team that is moving not for the first time, but the second time. Well, technically, if you want to chop it up, the third time since they returned to Oakland. But Mark Davis taking the team to Las Vegas, which you could argue that it would be a better show to watch once they're in that primetime market. But I counter and say, give the true Raider fans something to remember you by that's not total garbage. Just thinking about what that storyline would add to it as they possibly have their last season in Oakland play out. There's an optional lease for 2020 if the stadium doesn't go along as planned, but from all reports, things are moving full steam ahead. And it would be great to get this one last marquee testament to Oakland Raider football and the fans and the players that have put so much blood, sweat, and tears into this organization since 1960. But that will wrap up everything we have here. Let's hope we get to maybe do some more videos down the road. Again, everything I have here is all comprised from other YouTubers or other sources, NBC Sports, Pro Football Focus, and tons of great creators that have made this possible, as finding all of this material is tough. But I just wanted to have something put together that Raider fans could watch, get a kick out of, and hopefully rally behind to get us the Hard Knocks nod. But if there's any interest, comment down below, give a like, and maybe we'll do some more of these. But till then, live hardy, party like tomorrow's the end of the world, and stay tuned. It's been real. It's been fun. It's been real fun.
And I appreciate the effort. Believe me, the effort, all right, the concentration, the details were there tonight. It gives us something to really build on. We're playing good football in December. We have one opportunity left, and it's against the team that we hate the most. Right, guys? All right? They don't like us either, so it's going to be a lot of fun. Merry Christmas. All right? God bless you all. Let's pray. All right?